Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader, reading books for you. Today I will be reading Chapter 7 from Five Sisters, Warriors of Finella by Kathy Marwin. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 7. The morning dawned in Nero's village. Lou and Zita passed through that village before they went to look for Bella. The sun was still quite dim. That was not strange, since it was early morning. The air was a little chilly and humid. In the middle of the village, there was a wooden house. It wasn't very big, but it had a nicely landscaped yard. An unusual black-haired gentleman lived there. He lived alone, working and studying various unusual items. He was also a village counselor. Whoever had a problem could turn to him and get a good advice. People knew him as Emanuel Zernover. One morning, someone knocked on the door of his house. It was still very early, but Emanuel always gets up early in the morning, which is why this did not surprise him. He hurriedly opened the door. A girl unknown to him was standing in front of him. He had never seen her in the village before. "Sorry to come so early," she apologized. "No need to apologize. Feel free to enter. It's very cold outside," Emmanuel said and introduced the girl to the house. Then they sat down at the table. "Why did you come here?" Emmanuel asked the girl out of respect. "Oh, please call me Anna Loken. I'm here because I need to discuss something with you. Just say we have time. I come from the island. I can't explain everything now. Basically, I went to an island near mine. There, I found a legend that talks about 5 sisters who will protect our country. But at the bottom of the legend was your signature, which means you wrote it. I went to look for you to find out more," Anna Loken said. "It's complicated to explain," Emmanuel muttered. "Please, that means a lot to me." "I'm sorry, but I can't tell you about it. Not every individual can understand that." "I get it. Seriously, the answer lies in that." "What's the answer now? What are you even talking about? Why do you even want to know more about it?" "Because I think I'm the first sister from the legend." Emmanuel paused. He stared at Anna Loken with a suspicious look. Then he just laughed, but somehow mildly. "Do you have some kind of power, Anna Loken?" "Yes, I do. I can control seawater. I've read a lot of books to find out what it's all about, but now I know the answer." "But you still don't know much. Trust me, I think it's time for you to find out what happened. Just tell me." "All right. So that was 19 years ago. A stormy night was destroying everything. But that very night, Mrs. Clenor had to give birth. Her husband, Mr. Kelnor, also a good friend of mine, was expecting his first child. But it turned out that they were quintuplets, each different in appearance. But not everything was as cheerful as it seemed at first. Mrs. Kelnor passed away that night. The poor father could not take care of the 5 girls alone, so he left them in the care of his mother's friend named Leonida. Until then, they did not know that she was actually a dark Vader. Wait a minute. What is a dark Vader? Those are higher strength Vaders with awful curses. They are really rare, and they look different from ordinary Vaders. They are dressed in red while their hair is black and white. Let me continue now about what happened later. Mr. Kelnor died of grief soon after, but Leonida did not seem to care. After gaining dominance over the girls, she decided to turn them into assassins who would provide her with power over the entire Finella. But instead, she gave the girls some abilities that were not what she had imagined. I knew Leonida, but I didn't think she was going to fall that low. When she realized that the girls would not give her any benefits, she separated them all over Finella. So that's how it all happened. But what about your legend? And why did you write it in the first place? Because I know that Leonida will return with the desire to conquer Finella, and you have the ability to prevent her from doing so. I was hoping that one day you would gather and that I would teach you to fight. But it may not be too late yet. Of course not. We need to find the other sisters quickly. Then Analokan paused. She thought of something. She remembered one event. Actually, one person she had met. Soon, everything started to match in her head. As of now, everything got its meaning. She's one of the sisters, Analokan muttered. Who are you talking about? Emmanuel said confusedly. Oh, Lou, I met her recently. She introduced herself as a warrior from a distant land. But her sword had that court insignia. I'm sure she's a court clerk, which means she's a 5th sister. If that's true, you'll be able to see where she is right now. Excuse me? How do you do that? I'll show you, but you'll have to listen to me carefully. Emmanuel first darkened the whole house and lit 2 candles. Analokan sat on the floor, not knowing what Emmanuel was planning. First, you have to close your eyes. All right, Analokan said, closing her eyes. Then you have to relax completely. Try to think about where you last saw Lou. All right, I understand. What do you see now? Everything is blurry. I do not see anything. Okay, and now? Wait, I think I saw something. Yes, that's my island. Those are your past memories. Wait, I see a forest now. How would you describe her? Well, there aren't many trees. It is a thin forest. Yeah, I understand. It is a forest that leads to the Vader city. Now, open your eyes. Okay. All right, we have to get there. And what do we do when we find all 5 sisters? Analokan asked. Then I will prepare you for battle. You are the only hope for our country. Emmanuel packed all his things for the trip. Anna Loken was still a little confused, but she trusted him. She knew her life would change completely now. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for Chapter 8. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.